Welcome. Guess what? It is time to toss out the crochet pumpkins and start getting creative with our Christmas trees. Yes, you guessed it. It is that time of year. We are going to be curating a bunch of Christmas tree patterns so that you can make some amazing desktop creations perfect for the season. And because it is the season for that, it is an Advent. So we're doing 24 Christmas trees for 24 days of Christmas. Whether you celebrate the holidays or you just like the decor, even if you don't celebrate specific parts of the season, then you can take advantage of the other parts as well. So let's dive in.
I believe, it's silly, but I believe.
So if you didn't know, last year I actually had planned on making a bunch of Christmas trees. I made this one using a yarn that my mother-in-law had given me. It is very challenging to work with because it has all these little hangy little doohickey things hanging off. This one I actually stuffed with paper. You can hear it down here. And it doesn't really hold its shape that great. So what I did is I had the idea to buy cones. And I ordered these on Amazon. In fact, I'll put the link below. But I ordered them sometime just before Thanksgiving, thinking that I'd have plenty of time to get them in and crochet some amazing Christmas trees. But they didn't come until the day before Christmas. So they went in a big bucket. They went in this big bucket to be stored for this year, along with some different yarns that I have that I was like, oh, these would make pretty Christmas tree type things. And here they are, still sitting here. But in the meantime, I've been curating some really cool Christmas tree patterns. Some of these are definitely going to be on my I want to make these. Others are going to be like, maybe not. But I know some of you are really going to be in love with these. Now I have some paid patterns. I also have free patterns, and I even included several different videos for those of you that don't do so well following a pattern, but you absolutely love the video version. Okay, first up is the Bobble Stitch Christmas Tree Trio by See Love Share. This is both a paid and a free version, so if you like the free version, it's going to have some ads, but if you don't like the ads, you can get the paid version and then it'll be ad-free. Bobble stitches are really popular for this kind of thing. They add a little bit of an element of realism to it, just a touch, but at the same time, it's a little bit more classic design kind of thing. So, and you can do these, this goes for all of the Christmas tree patterns. It doesn't matter what color yarn you use, whether you want to use the classic greens and evergreens and reds and whites, or you want to go something non-traditional with some pinks or some light greens or mints or something like that. It is totally open to you and whatever color palette you choose. And that's what I love about crochet is we can take the pattern and put our own creative spin on it by using different colors.
Nobody's walking out on this fun old-fashioned family Christmas.
Now, this one is a really neat, really sort of modern look to it using the jasmine stitch, which I think is absolutely a gorgeous stitch. I haven't actually tried it myself, so that might be something that I have to brave whether or not I'm going to do this one. But the Jasmine Christmas Tree by Makalani Sather, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing many of these names wrong. I apologize in advance. Languages are not really my thing. So I do apologize when I kind of don't get those names right. But this is a really interesting kind of a modern design with modern lines and you know, all of that kind of thing. So if that's something that you like and you're looking for something that's more of just a modern take on a classic Christmas tree, this one would be perfect for you. Next up, we have the Christmas Tree by TLH Patterns, and this is a free pattern, and it's kind of more of that traditional, realistic, evergreeny kind of feel with the branches. There are several of these that kind of fall into three categories: either the modern look, the modern, clean lines, more of the realistic look, and then there are some that I've selected that are just kind of, they don't fit into either of those. They're just in a category all their own. But this definitely falls more into that realistic look.
She looks so real.
This 1 Hour Christmas Tree by Anna Marie definitely falls into the modern category. It uses a chain stitch going around the outside to give it kind of that spiral look, but it's also kind of got a little bit more 3D element than some of the other modern looks that we have. This is a paid pattern, but it's also available for free. And again, have fun with some colors on this and pick some different looks to it and that kind of thing. It has that sleeve sort of structure, so it fits over those cones that I showed you. And these cones come in multiple sizes. So a lot of these patterns are modifiable so you can do different sizes, which is really fun. Next up, we have the Christmas Tree Set by June Gilbank. And again, this is one of those more realistic looks with the fluffy edging. Now, I'm going to be making many of these for my Christmas tree village. Now, if you have a Christmas tree village, you might want to lean towards the more realistic ones. But if you're just doing them as a decor kind of centerpiece, then maybe the more modern look is going to be more your taste or something like this. This Christmas tree set is a paid pattern, and you can do multiple sizes in it, so it gives you a lot of variation there.
Cheer up, dude. It's Christmas.
Next up, we have the Brussels Sprouts Christmas Tree by Hook Art Design. Now, this one is a little bit more on the modern design side for sure. It has little bobbles on it so that it kind of sticks out, but otherwise it has that clean single crochet look all the way around. You can, of course, do this in different colors. It is available as a paid pattern, and you can certainly check that one out. Now, for those of you that are a little bit more mathy, kind of nerdy type thing, you might go for this really angular triangle-shaped Christmas tree Santa's buttons by Darlene Hopkins. Very cute, but very non-traditional, and that might be just perfect for what you're looking for, or maybe you're making it as a stuffy for a little one that you know. This is a paid pattern, again, by Darlene Hopkins.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Now, this Christmas Tree by Helen Free is actually the one that I first got started with. This is a free pattern, and I always have a tendency to need to redo a pattern a few times before I kind of get the hang of it. So I'll start it, frog it, start it, frog it, until maybe third or fourth time in. Then I start to really understand what it is that the pattern designer is asking me to do. Hopefully I'm not the only one in that. I don't know if that's just because I've only been crocheting for a couple of years, or if that's part of my dyslexia and I struggle reading patterns and understanding them. I don't know what it is, but I'm okay with it. I just understand that's part of my limitation, and part of the gift of crochet is that I can learn a little bit of perseverance. So this one is a free pattern, and again, it gives a little bit of that that more traditional, realistic look to it. And it's fun because some of these you can get buttons or beads or lace or different things to decorate it, to give it more of a decorated Christmas tree feel as well.
Christmas isn't just a day, it's a frame of mind.
Now, this one is actually called Minimalist Crochet Christmas Tree Set, and it is a free pattern from Joey Deal. This one is a neat little design. You can see that it's got a little bit of the bobble stitch, but it's not entirely bobble stitch, so it might be perfect for kind of that combo, but a little bit of flair, a little bit of modern look, all of those kind of good things. So for sure, check this one out if you are into more of the non-realistic, more modern minimalistic type.
No, I realise that Christmas is the time to be with the people you love.
This one is called the Tabletop Christmas Tree Cones because it's actually designed specifically as a sleeve that fits down over top of the foam cones. So if you're looking for something to use with these that is specific for that, and it is the Bobble stitch, then this one's going to be the one that you're looking for. This is either free or paid. Now, I'm not a Christmas tree expert in the real world, so I don't really understand, or I understand the differences, but I don't know how to identify which ones are Douglas fir versus noble fir versus blue spruce. I know there are differences, but I couldn't tell you, oh, that's a blue spruce. I just know that they exist. This one looks definitely like more of one of those ones that's kind of branchy and not as full and thick like a traditional Christmas tree, but definitely has more of that almost Charlie Brown type Christmas tree feel. So if you like the more open, branchy kind of things, this one's going to be perfect for you. And it is a paid pattern by Mariva Olga.
It's not bad at all, really. Maybe it just needs a little love.
Next up, we have the standing Christmas tree. I really like this one, and I might actually be purchasing the pattern for this one. This is a paid pattern. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. I apologize. It is just beyond the scope of me not messing that one up. But this is a lovely pattern that kind of combines a little bit of the classic realistic feel with a little bit more modern take. And I just think it's a neat little a version of the Christmas tree, and I think it can add an extra level and dynamic. And next we have A Christmas Tree by Carla Mitrani. Again, this isn't going to have that modern look to it. Clean lines, very classic sort of clean lines with just the single crochet going around. You get to change the colors as you go, and this is a neat little option for some of that modern look. Now let's dive into some of the YouTube video ones. This collection is if you are really into more of the, I just want to follow a video, I don't need to try and figure out how to read a pattern, then the next set is going to be perfect for you.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
First up, we have Crochet Christmas Tree in a Pot by Senagurumi, and definitely if you're looking for something that's a little bit more amigurumi style, this one's going to be perfect for you. Now, I love MJ's Off the Hook crochet designs. She not only is she a name similarity to me, but I just love all of the things that she produces, whether it's garments or accessories or decor, doesn't matter. I love everything she does. And so I actually have two patterns from her today. The first one is this crochet bubble tree, and she calls it a sweater because, again, it fits down over the cone, so it's kind of the sweater for the cone. It's the cone's sweater. I think it's kind of cute, but if you don't understand that's what it is, it might be a little bit confusing. It is not an actual sweater for us humans. It is a sweater for the cone.
Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?
Now, because these are YouTube videos, the patterns are actually free. So I just want you to keep that in mind. I'm not sharing with you each of them being paid or free because they're YouTube videos. They are already free. Next up, we have the Easy Christmas Tree tutorial by Bag a Day Crochet, which is another one that has some great patterns for sure. This one gives really that authentic, realistic Christmas tree vibes. I might actually have to give this one a try for my Christmas village because it is very realistic looking to me, and I think it might be a good addition. Now, kind of going a little bit outside of the criteria, but not necessarily, is the Christmas tree wind spinner. This one is an actual wind spinner that is designed to either hang from something, either inside or outside, but you could actually take this and wrap it around a cone as well. So instead of having something that's just hanging down, you could actually kind of wrap it around the cone and then do it that way. So it's kind of versatile in that regard, but I wanted to make sure that I included it. just for some variety. And here's our second pattern by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. This one is using a puff stitch instead of a bobble stitch. And she actually goes through and shows you how you can make this one light up if that's something that's fun for you.
It must be Italian.
Well, I think that says fragile.
Now, if you are totally into throwback vibes and you want something that looks really back to the 70s when crochet was in a little bit of its heyday, I strongly recommend that you check out this Crochet Christmas tree and make sure that you get yarn that is so classically Christmas tree green that it just screams 70s. You could totally rock this one with the 70s vibes. It would be perfect for that. Now for our last video, we have this one done by the Crochet Crowd, which is sponsored by Red Heart. And this one also gives that classic realistic vibe to it. So very much full Christmas tree. And you can of course do that in different colors to give different vibes, whatever it is that you like. But this one's a very popular option as well. To wrap up, let's swing back to some actual printed patterns. The next one up we have is this Christmas tree centerpiece, which is one that just falls into a category all on its own. It's not really modern, it's not realistic, it's kind of something else entirely, but it's certainly a fun option if you want to have a little bit of a more playful vibe. Now, this free pattern, I first saw the picture for it and I'm like, oh, those kind of remind me of tongues. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to go with that. But then I took a look at all of the projects that are related to it in Ravelry, which is a fabulous feature. And I'll link to a video on that up here. But utilizing those projects gives you an opportunity to see how other people have created this pattern. And when I did that, I realized that the designer's photos on this one don't do this pattern justice. It actually is a really cute pattern and could be a really fun addition to your crochet Christmas tree designs. It is free and it's created by Yarn Plaza. And finally, we have one more modern look to it, and that's the Christmas tree decoration by Lindsay Rowe. This looks to be either a herringbone or a double crochet, something like that, that's more of a simple kind of crochet pattern. Very elegant and sleek, and it is both a free and a paid pattern. So tell me, I want to know what is your favorite crochet tabletop decoration pattern. Share with me in the comments below, or if you're planning on giving one or two of these a try, let me know which ones you select. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this kind of content, make sure that you click the like button. And if you subscribe, you'll always have great content to watch whenever you're working on your crochet projects. Thanks so much.